episode 63. I'm your host, Tyler Oltoff, and across the North American country, continent, whatever you want to call it, is Kyle Wakeling.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the continent, and yes, I am across it.
I was going to say the United States, but you're not a U.S. citizen, so I felt weird saying that, so then it totally threw me off.
Well, so I'm kind of across the United States too, because like where I am in Canada actually kind of juts out into the States, so I'm pretty much like right there. Like the States is right there.
You're like that awkward person that gets really close to us and just doesn't get away.
That's right, I'm in your face, Tyler.
Oh, okay. How rude. And I thought Canadians were nice.
We are nice. We're just also in your face.
Can you see the United States from where you are? Or do you have to go like a distance?
No, I'd have to go a distance.
Can't just throw a rock across the pond and hit it?
No, unfortunately not.
Well, alright. I can't see Canada from where I'm at. Actually, that might be a lie.
Maybe we'll see one of the mountains or something.
No, I think there's an island that's owned by Canadians.
Yeah, that's right.
I could be
Stay off our goddamn island.
Yeah, I'm like right next to the Puget Sound, which has tons and tons and tons of islands. It's ridiculous. Anyways, that's a whole nother podcast. We're the Vita cast, not the island cast. So let's talk about that Vita. And first up, as we always do, we talk about what we've been playing. And as usual, I've got a list here, so let me go to my Vita and read them off to you. Actually, right now, well, not right now, but before I started the podcast, I was playing Killzone Mercenary. I'm doing some of the side missions or like the covert. I don't know what they are. Do you know what they're called exactly? Whatchamacallits?
I think they all have different names depending on what type they are.
Yeah, I was just meaning like in general, like what they're all called together. But anyways, it's the like the missions that you have to do certain things to finish. So I'm doing those, like the covert, precision, demolition missions. Anyways. But yeah, playing that game. I played a bit of Grim Fandango, and I actually got past the puzzles relatively quick for once, and I was super excited. And then I got stuck on one spot that was, to me, just felt like pure luck, and it was annoying. Like, I was just guessing constantly, but I had the idea of what I was supposed to do, so I was like, alright, I have the concept down, it's just not working. It felt kind of like you have a padlock with a 4-digit code, and you just have to guess the code. That's kind of how it felt. It was ridiculous. But anyways, I was able to pass it finally, randomly, and I was happy. And then I quit, because I was like, I gotta take a break from that game. I also played a little bit of The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I finally got my first trophy in the game, and was like, yes, I don't have a 0%. Now let's go play something else. So I played a little bit. Actually, Kyle and I were talking about this when we weren't recording the podcast one day. I think it was Sunday or Saturday. I think we talked on Saturday or Sunday. Anyways, doesn't matter what day we talked. We talked about Madden 13 on the Vita, and I was like, you know what? I want to play that. So I played a game. I was the Seahawks, of course, going against the Green Bay Packers, and it was a fun game. It was going back and forth. I kept having crazy, like, just awesome plays, and then they would just counter, and I was like, "Rrr!" But that turnover game was good for me, because I turned the ball over on them, I think 4 or 5 times, and not once myself, so I was like, yeah, and that's how you win games, sometimes. And then I played a bit of WRC4. I still need to do the online to get the trophies, so I can get that platinum. Gotta get that plat, and it's just pissing me off. So I definitely need to bug Paul again and play with him, because last week he was saying that he would help me, so I need to bug him and have him help me. I also played a little bit of Minecraft. I played with some of my subscribers on my YouTube channel. It was fun. It was weird, but it was fun. I have no idea who they were, so it was entertaining. But yeah, played that. I also helped Kyle play PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, and we got him that platinum trophy. Oh yeah. So
Hell yeah.
And that was actually a lot of fun. It kind of makes me want to go back into it, even though we both have the platinum trophy, and just like actually play it seriously. But yeah, that was pretty fun. There's still people playing that game online, by the way. So, and were we playing like at a weird time? Do you remember, Kyle?
Yeah, it was a weird time. It was the middle of the night our time. I think it was like 5:40 something my time, so like 2 something Tyler's time. So middle of the night North America, and
Yeah.
there was still people on. Like we had to wait a couple of times for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but that's it. Like it
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Yeah, but we also had like strict like rules on who we wanted or like what type of game we wanted to play. So I mean, if you left everything open, you might find games super quick. So,
That's true.
but yeah, it was fun. I had a good time, and I was happy to get him that platinum trophy. So that's always the good thing. And then I think the last game I played was Ollie Ollie. I have been doing the daily grind like almost every day, and I've been doing actually pretty good. Like last couple days, I did get zeros because I crashed, and I was like, "Rah!" but if I don't crash, I'm able to get like top 10, top 5 almost every time. So I'm like, yeah. So yeah, that's about all I played, Kyle. What did you play?
All right. Well, I played some more Akiba's Trip. Still going for the plat on that one. Lots to do. Lots of crazy side missions that I never got around to the first time around. So that's kind of what I'm going back for, is to explore everything and kind of do everything that there is to do. So I played some more of that. As you said, we played PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, and you got me that plat. So it's funny, because we almost got all of the trophies in one go, but I wasn't really paying attention to what I actually needed, and usually when I go for trophies, I like pick one and then go for it, and that's kind of what I was doing. So I didn't notice what was going on and what I needed for the other ones. And then Tyler's like, don't get killed, and I'm like, what? And I get killed, and that's what I needed. I needed not to be killed. So yeah, it was kind of funny. And then we had to like try and find a match, and like I had to like dodge these people throughout the match and like try not to get hit and stuff. It was quite the play for that plat. They made me work for it, that's for sure.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, and something that you forgot, of course, because you always forget, we played Tukiden, Tyler.
Yep, I remembered that during your little PlayStation All-Stars talk.
So we played some Tukiden, and we did a couple levels in the 5th chapter, I think it was. So we're getting closer to beating that 5th chapter and getting closer to that platinum, even though we're not even really close. I think I'm at like 22%, and I don't even know what you're at, but yeah, not a lot probably.
No, I'm like 20%.
Yeah, I think the online missions are gonna kill us for that one, because I think it's all the tiers and stuff that you have to do to get the plat.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be quite the grind. But anyways, other than those three, the other Vita game I've been playing is Kickin' Fennec, which I started finally. I'm really enjoying it. I like it. As Tyler said, it's a really well put together game for a game that was made by, you know, two guys making their own little studio. And I've been having a lot of fun with it up until a couple of minutes ago, when I was preparing for the podcast and playing a little here and there, and it crashed on me, and I think I was at the end of the 2nd chapter, so that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are all the Vita games I've been playing. However, I have been using my Vita and my PlayStation TV for one other task, and that other task is I've been playing a lot of remote play. And the reason I've been playing remote play is because I finally got Resident Evil for PlayStation 4, and I just have to say, it plays like butter via remote play. I've been playing pretty much a third of the time between each console or whatever, I guess, because a third actually on the PS4, a third on my actual Vita, and then a third on the PlayStation TV. And I really didn't have a problem switching between them. I was kind of at one point, you know, going back and forth between Vita and PlayStation TV because I was sitting downstairs, and other than having to sign in, which was kind of a pain in the ass, it was pretty smooth going back and forth. And then of course transferring back to the PlayStation 4, that's gonna be smooth. So it was just nice to be able to kind of like play wherever I wanted and however I wanted, now that I've got everything set up correctly and all that. So that was kind of lovely to experience. So go remote play for once.
There you go.
I've pretty much been using it for Drive Club, other than that. So, like, I mean, hasn't got too much use, but now it's getting some solid use and some solid hours in with Resident Evil. And yeah, that was great. So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Very nice indeed.
Indeed.
Well, alright, let's move it along. Let's head on to those reviews this week. So what do we got, Kyle?
Alright, well, we've got 3 reviews this week. One from a guest reviewer, and that's our first one up. So, first one up is Criminal Girls Invite Only, which was reviewed by Shizuka, which is a guest reviewer that we've kind of tapped in from NeoGAF in the PSN GAF thread. So, a frequenter of that thread, and somebody who I thought would be good to kind of write this game because they seem kind of open-minded. So here's Shizuka's thoughts on Criminal Girls, and Shizuka gave it a 3 out of 5. Quote, Criminal Girls feels rather simplistic for its nature, but it may be enough to scratch that RPG itch for some gamers. It feels rather like a PS2 or PSP role-playing game, which makes sense, rather than a full-fledged Vita title, but that doesn't mean you should dismiss the fun that you might have mindlessly grinding or watching the girls go through the game's ordeals, end quote. So it looks like, even though maybe some people might think this one's a little bit too far, there's a decent RPG underneath for somebody looking for something that's not too deep. So, if you're interested, there's a review on the site. I don't think Tyler's interested, so I won't even ask him. And we'll move on. Next up, we have a review for Kickin' Fennec, which was reviewed by Liam, and he gave it a 4.6 out of 5. So it looks like my praise for it earlier transfers over to Liam as well. So here's what Liam had to say about the game. Quote, Kickin' Fennec is easily one of the most exciting new IPs to hit PlayStation Vita, and as Jaywalkers Interactive's first release is a very impressive effort. Be sure to pick this up and play it. You won't be disappointed. End quote. So short but sweet there. Not like the game because I've been playing quite a bit and it's not that short. So yeah, read the review if you're into it. Seems like Tyler's into it, right, Tyler?
Well, I've only gotten the first level done, so I'm way too early into it to really say too much. But what I played was very interesting, and I am ready to get back into it right away. So read the review.
There you go, Tyler. And you're gonna have to play it some more.
I will.
And along with that interview, actually, Brad also interviewed Jaywalkers and talked with them about their studio, their travels along the road of game development, making Kickin' Fennec, the future, and more. So check it out on the site in full if you're interested. And last up for the week is an older review, but not old to the site. This one's a throwback review, and it's Adrian's first review after joining the site, and it's Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. He gave it a 4.8 out of 5, and he says, quote, The Metal Gear Solid HD Collection is an absolute wonderful port that in some ways is better than its PS3 brother. With stunning graphics and great touch controls, it's almost perfect. Despite Peace Walker not being included, it would be a shame if this game wasn't in every Vita owner's collection. End quote. So, lots of praise there, it seems. I haven't got too far into this on the Vita. I played it originally on the consoles it was originally released for, so I didn't kind of feel the need to go back, but I could see why some people would think this is a great game, and I could definitely see why they would come back on the Vita. What about you, Tyler?
Never been into Metal Gear, so I guess it's a shame that it's not on my Vita, according to him.
Well, there you have it.
I know. A lot of people love the game, or the series, but it's just, I don't know. It's never grabbed me, so that's it. Alright, that's all our reviews, right, Kyle?
Yep.
Alright, well, let's head on to those new releases. Take it away, person. Hey, Tyler here. Gonna bring you those new releases for North America and Europe. Starting with North America, we're getting Dead Man's Cross, which is free to play,
and Qbert Rebooted, which is $9.99 3-way cross-buy, or $6.99 on PlayStation Plus. Also, Kyle will mention a couple sales, so I won't go into that later in the podcast, so just listen later to hear what the sales are. In Europe, you guys are getting Qbert Rebooted, and it's not available in Russia or the Ukraine. It will be $7 or £7.39, €8.99 euros, and $13.45 Australian. And there's a 30% additional PlayStation Plus discount. And you guys also are getting SpongeBob Hero Pants, and in the UK it's out on the 23rd of March. So yeah, and it's not available in Australia, France, India, or New Zealand. It will cost £29.99 and €39.99 euros. Also, you guys got 2 PlayStation Vita themes, you lucky son of a bitches. You got the birthday special theme, which is free, and the Toro and Friends theme, which is free for 1 week. It will then jump to £1.69 and $1.99 euros. There's also a Citizens of Earth demo, and I think that's for both regions. I could be wrong. But anyways, yeah, those are your new releases. So back to the podcast.
Alright, thank you for those new releases. One of them's free, Kyle, so what's your excuse?
My excuse is that I'm not much for free-to-play games, Tyler.
But it's a card game, and you liked Monster Monpiece.
Yes, that's true, and this one might entice me to try it a little bit more than others would. However, at this point, I'm kind of not interested.
Well, if it makes you feel better, on the store, I don't even see where you can buy any of like the microtransactions. Like it looks like they just never loaded them up to the store.
Unless they're built into the game.
Well, that could be true. I haven't even started the game. I tried starting it at work, and my work's Wi-Fi didn't work correctly, so it wouldn't let me log in or
It was like,
download
no,
it.
Tyler, you shouldn't play this game.
Yep. So I was like, all right. And then Qbert Rebooted. I have a feeling you're not interested, nor do you have it.
You'd be correct on that one, Tyler.
And the same goes for me. It's a older game that I have never even heard of, so yeah. Dogs are going crazy right now. I don't know if you heard that.
That was actually kind of a weird noise. It didn't sound like a dog. It sounded more like a bird. But
It was whining because my parents' alarm was going off.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But anyways, I think we're going to do something different here real quick. So we're talking about Qbert, and don't we have a question about Qbert?
We do have a question about Qbert.
So let's go right into that.
Okay. So jumping ahead to the question about Qbert, this one is from Ninja Mike, and that's at Ninja Mike WZ on Twitter. And he says, what is Qbert and where is he from? And then there's a follow-up question from Cody at Brooks is here on Twitter, and he says, and when will he stop cursing like a sailor?
Well, all right. Ninja Mike, thank you for your question. Well, Qbert is an adopted child from Mexico. And his job was to collect as many Qs as possible. Although in Mexico you wouldn't think about it, but there's not that many Qs there. So he had to pack up and go to Canada. You were thinking United States, but no, he went to Canada. And I'm just kidding. I have no idea. Yeah, Ninja Mike, I've never played a Qbert game. I have no idea who he is, but I know that he is wasn't he like an arcade? I don't even know if Kyle knows. Kyle, do you know anything about Qbert?
Yeah, I know what he looks like. Like, I could draw him if I have to. And I know that he was from older style games. I won't say old games because I don't think he was as far back as Pac-Man and stuff like that. But older style games from, I think, early 90s, if I'm not mistaken, although I may be.
All right, here we go. Wikipedia.
There you go.
Qbert.
This guy cheating here.
Oh, look at you. You're totally wrong. Qbert is an arcade video game developed and published by Gottlieb in 1982.
1982. Well, still, that's not that far back.
Yeah, well, you said 90s. You're way off.
Yeah, I was off by a couple of years. You're right. This was almost a pure guess, though. Like, other than knowing what he looks like and such, I was just kind of guessing from the kind of games that I would expect him to be in.
That's true. Hold on. Okay, so anyways, the next question was about why is he cursing like a sailor all the time, right?
Yes.
Well, wouldn't you be mad if your only job was to collect cues and there was none where you were? I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe that's just like how they wanted him to be, was not your typical lovable character, like maybe Pac-Man or something like that.
He's the poor man's Duke Nukem. Exactly. He may not look badass, but he talks badass.
Yeah, so I'm just seeing if there's anything about it.
It probably doesn't say, like, why does he speak like a sailor?
They actually do kind of mention something, but it's kind of says they were unable to create coherent phrases and eventually chose to string together random phonemes, whatever. So since they couldn't get anything coherent, they just put like what we would think is cursing symbols, like someone's cursing. So maybe that's not actually cursing, that's just you don't understand what he's saying.
Nobody knows what the fuck he's saying, so they put it like he's saying fuck.
Yeah, so there you go. Alright. Well, that answers that. So anyways, those new releases, those came out. And yeah, neither of us have tried them yet. But I'll probably play Dead Man's Cross after the podcast. Actually, no. Did you want to play Tokuden, maybe?
Yeah, we're going to play Tokuden after the podcast.
Alright, yeah, because I totally missed yesterday.
Yep.
So, Tokuden it is, and then when I am bored and Kyle's not alive, I will play Dead Man's Cross. Alright, let's head to the news. I gotta scroll up. Alright, first up. If you are still on the fence about whether you want to take on the role of Vice President of Earth and you have read Liam's review, then you'll be glad to hear a demo is now available for citizens of Earth. Ooh, I didn't even know about this. I should probably check our site. The demo will let you hang out in Moonbucks and battle the monsters that ambush you. Of course, as the Vice President, you won't have to do all the work yourself. You can sit back and let the citizens of Earth battle for you, with characters including a handyman, a cat lady, a photographer, and a Moonbucks barista available for you to fight. Or available to fight for you. There you go. Liam had this to say about the game, quote, "For all of its flaws, however, there is a prolonged JRPG which will keep diehard Earthbound fans content. But for people who want a unique, constantly fresh, and enjoyable experience, then unfortunately, I can't recommend Citizens of Earth due to its repetitive nature and lack of anything in the way of new features," end quote. If you're intrigued by the game still, but are wary of splashing out and being disappointed, be sure to check out the demo. It should be on both the North American and European PlayStation stores by the time this podcast hits your lovely ears. And next up, Curve Digital has announced that they are bringing Dan Marshall's steampunk cybercrime caper The Swindle to PlayStation Vita later this year. Described as a mix of stealth and platforming gameplay with some roguelike and RPG elements thrown in, this Swindle will see you break into buildings, hack systems, steal cash, and then make your escape. You will have to try to do this without breaking glass or setting off alarm bells, as not to alert anyone in your presence. In between levels, you will be able to upgrade your thief to enable you to take on larger buildings that have improved security systems. Upgrades include new tools and skills that you can choose from at your airship headquarters. Dan Marshall describes the game as a mix between Deus Ex and Spelunky, with mechanics inspired by games such as Syndicate and XCOM. An announcement trailer for the game can be seen below, with updates also available at the developer's Size 5 Games official site. The game will be playable at the Curve Digital stand at PAX East for those that are attending. So yeah, go check that out if you're interested. And then, like I said, there's a trailer on the post, so go check it out. Next up, Idea Factory has announced that Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 3.5 or 3V, I don't know if they're going from Roman numerals.
It's V.
Okay, V generation will be released on the PlayStation Vita this summer in both physical and digital formats. The PlayStation Vita exclusive puts you back in the shoes of Nep Nep, who has been sucked into the 1980s and must battle for those elusive shares to send her back to the modern world. With the great battle system, excellent dialogue, and the hilarious fourth wall breaking humor, Neptunia fans are in for a treat. Rebirth 3 will have dual audio, PlayStation TV support, and many more key features such as new combos, world modification plans, new weapons and items to craft, and free DLC. While no exact date has been announced, be rest assured that both North America and Europe's releases won't be too far apart.
Alright, moving on. Arc System Works likes to have fun with their BlazBlue universe. In addition to the main story, BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma Extend has gag scenarios to play through, with Celicas giving characters like the cool Jin Kasara, Fox Ears, and Cat Ears. Altogether, there are 8 gag scenarios, including one for Relius, Sector 7, and Azrael. BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma has some neat lobbies too, and as reported before, players can decorate lobbies with furniture earned in-game or purchased as downloadable content. There's also a new team battle room where players move their avatar to the red side, blue side, or stay in the middle to be randomly assigned a team. Players can chat with each other using text and emoji. BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma Extend is set to release on April 23rd. Let us boogie on with some more Persona Dancing All Night information regarding the characters. It's been quite a while since we last heard anything proper, but this new information comes right after the Persona stream, as a release date was announced for it in Japan. Character profiles are as follows. Yosuke. He and his friends head out to the city where Yu is for unspecified reasons during the story. Chie. Like in fighting, her dance style has copious amounts of kung fu. Kanji. His dance style makes copious use of his brute strength to charm his audience. And Teddy. He refers to himself in the article as, quote, the Prince of Dance, end quote. Info on the battle system has also been revealed and is as follows. I can't speak today. Anyway, moving on. Players are tasked with beating back shadows by dancing. Players will tap buttons that appear on screen in time to rhythm. Left side of the screen is up, down, and left. And right side is triangle, circle, and X. The game features similar familiar twists like the simultaneous button presses, long button presses, and such. Players can build up combos and trigger special scenes. More information on that is coming at a later date. Duets with 2 dancers also occur in the game, in addition to the characters dancing solo. And the enemy icon from the Shin Megami Tensei Super Nintendo games appears at the top of the screen during dances. Persona 4 Dancing All Night is due out for PlayStation Vita in Japan on June 25th. Moving on. Over the past month, we have been inundated with details for the upcoming One Piece title Pirate Warriors 3. The teases keep on coming, as now we have details regarding 2 characters who will be playable in-game. First up, we have Emporio Ivankov, who is a commander of the Revolution Army in the One Piece universe. His appearance takes inspiration from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and more specifically Tim Curry's character, Dr. Frankenfurter. The second is Magellan, who is Vice Warden of Impel Down. Continuing the odd dress sense theme, he is mostly seen wearing bat wings and horns on his head. We were also informed about a new game mode that will appear in Pirate Warriors 3. Named Dreamlog, we know that playing this mode will unlock new characters and items to use. Also, for the first time in the series, you'll be able to fight massive bosses such as Ors. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 is set to release in Japan on March 26th, with Europe and North America getting the game in the summer.
Alright. So, we have a question from someone before I read this news story about Helldivers. So the Minecraft _Vita _for life, or at Escobar Frack, ESCOBARFRAK, And he asks, when is Helldivers going to come out? If you don't know the game, do research, please. Dude, thanks. Well, I do know the game, because I'm going to be reviewing that game whenever we get codes, and I'm excited for it. But, here's the news story. Things have been very quiet in regards to when Helldivers will be coming into the PlayStation Vita, but today that silence has been broken, and it was actually like a week ago. We now know that this twin-stick shooter of mass chaos will be coming out on March 3rd. March 3rd in North America, and March 4th in Europe. In just a few weeks, Vita owners will be able to travel the galaxy and fend off the alien bug menace that threatens Super Earth. What's even better is that the game features cross-play, so Vita owners will be able to play alongside others on the PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4. The game will also feature cross-save, so you can transfer your game across systems. What is not clear at the moment is whether Helldivers will be cross-buy. It appears at the moment as though it will not be, but we will know more in just a few weeks. I cannot wait to play that game. Anyways, next up. And hopefully that answers your question, which it should, because you just wanted to know the date. PlayStation Network users can finally upgrade their sub-account to a master account, Sony has recently announced. Users can perform the upgrade today from the World Wide Web using the Sony Entertainment Network's website, or use their PlayStation 4 to make the switch in the future. Sub-accounts allow people under the age of 18 to access PlayStation Network while letting a parent or guardians manage their online experience. They can also limit a variety of services, features such as messages, monthly spending limits, and gameplay broadcasts. Being unable to change this has become a bit of a problem, as many users who made sub-accounts before the age of 18 are now over 18 and able to fully be responsible to maintain their own account. Which is awesome. So there you go. If you have a sub-account, go change that if you are over 18. Next up, while we're already aware the game was coming this summer, we now get a more solid date to look forward to for this new rhythm Vocaloid title. This week's issue of Famitsu has released that marvelous upcoming Vocaloid from the producer of Senran Kagura series, IAVT Colorful, is set to launch in Japan on June 25th. The magazine also contains information regarding the game's evolved elements, its basic systems, and a featured song artist list, though none of that has leaked yet. There'll be more on IAVT Colorful when the magazine hits the stands, but for now, the release date is teased enough.
Alright, moving on. Speaking of rhythm games, while Atlus is preparing for their upcoming launch of Persona 4 Dancing All Night, yes, we're talking about it again, in Japan, they have redesigned the official Japanese website for the title. While much of the content is standard fare for Japanese game-related site, it links to an extensive question and answer session conducted with the producer Kazuhisa Wada that sheds new light on myriad aspects of the game. Included in the Jamatsu source translation is information on pre-order bonuses, the game soundtrack, the way the game handles difficulty, how much the story comes into play, and much more. Here are some of the more interesting questions and answers, however, which I'm going to read. First up, when asked, will you release a demo version of the game? The response was, quote, we don't intend to do so, although we will have a demo station set up in Japan where people can check out the game ahead of release and get a feel for it, end quote. When asked, will there be DLC for songs and costumes? The response was, quote, it's our intention to put out such content, although right now we're still busy just getting the main game out the door. Once we start hearing from other people what they think of the game, that's when we'll start having a solid idea of what we want to do, end quote. Next up, when asked, will we be able to play the songs outside of story mode? The answer was, quote, yes, you'll be able to do that in the free dance mode, and you can unlock additional songs by playing it, end quote. When asked, is the protagonist's name officially Yu Narukami in the game? The answer was, quote, it is, and it's going to be locked to that. I know everyone has their own idea of who their Persona 4 protagonist is in their heads, but if you look at it as just another unique spin on that character, I think you'll find a lot to enjoy about him here, end quote. And finally, when asked, will the game have PlayStation TV support? The answer was, quote, yes, that's the plan. You can catch the rest of the interview on the site as we await that late June Japanese launch. Next up, what if one day the entire human race, save for a few, turned into zombies. Dead Man's Cross from Square Enix is a free-to-play title which comes as a melding of two playstyles, a shooting section and a card battle section. In the shooting section, you'll be charged with shooting down dead men as they attempt to attack, taking on various areas such as the town, the graveyard, the casino, an aircraft carrier, and even a baseball field. In this dead world, even animals and plants turn into dead men, and historical figures during the zombified as well. But what will you do with all the dead men you've killed? Well, you collect them and fight them, of course. The people who are left in the world are into a particular pastime, and a TV network has picked it up for broadcast. So if you capture some, you can join the fun. These dead man fights are the card battle element of the game. However, unlike trading card games, these ones are easy to comprehend by anyone. Pick your best fighter and aim for the top spot, because that's what it's all about. Moving past the battle elements, the game contains, quote, an enriching story which tends to be rare for free-to-play games. The girl who lost a companion, the head of the circus troupe who is looking for an animal, the hacker is trying to uncover the mystery to reviving the dead men, and more. The array of unique characters is definitely something to look out for, end quote. According to Square Enix producer Shinichi Tatsuke, this is a new type of game that you've likely never experienced as a free-to-play title or a typical console title. He recommends the game to anyone who wants to continuously defeat zombies, enjoy some awesome zombie art, and experience a zombie story. Care to try it out? Because it should be available now in the North American PlayStation Store. Last up, NIS America has announced a new release date for their upcoming localization of dungeon crawling RPG Operation Abyss Tokyo New Legacy and revealed some new information in the process. Operation Abyss Tokyo New Legacy has been delayed by NIS America till this June in the West, now hitting Europe on the 5th and North America on the 9th. It's set to release both digitally and physically in both regions, so rest assured you should be able to grab your choice locally when it launches. With the press release issued today, a list of key features has been revealed, which are as follows. A robust customization system. Recruit and train a unique group of 6 Xth members to venture into the abyss. Customize each member from one of 10 distinct blood codes. Each Xth member's appearance, class, personality, morality, and stats may be molded to the player's preference. It's an accessible yet deep dungeon crawler. The labyrinth dungeons of New Tokyo offer 40 plus hours of dungeon crawling action with traps, secret doors, challenging enemies, and gorgeous art throughout. A unique sci-fi story. Dive into the unique dungeon crawler setting of Operation Abyss and lose yourself in the gorgeous world, featuring real-life locations rendered by Tetsu Kurosawa and Oxygen. A gripping story blends heavy sci-fi elements with a setting to give the game a unique feel. Previously set to release mid-April and now pushed back to June, this has been news on Operation Abyss Tokyo New Legacy, and that's all, folks.
All right, there we go. That wasn't too much news for us. But yeah, let's head on to those talking points, Kyle. So what do we got this week?
Well, as usual, Tyler, we've got the announced released games we're looking forward to from the week. So what looks good, Tyler?
Oh man, I feel like we've said it many times, but Sword Art Online, Lost Song. I'm always excited for that, and I always will be. And one game that you might be surprised that I'm actually getting excited for would be Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I haven't had too much excitement for it, but I don't know. But all the things I'm hearing about it is just getting me ready to dance. So, that one. Also, the one that we talked about earlier, Helldivers, finally have a release date for that, and I'm reviewing that game, so I don't have it yet, but I am ready for it. And I am ready to dive into that hell. Hopefully it's not hell. Hopefully it's awesome. But anyways, I'm ready to get into that. Also, all the stuff that we always talk about. I already mentioned SAO, but Victory versus Plus, the God Eater game. Hopefully that gets announced over here.
that high school game I can't think of right now. High school magical something. High school people, girl, guy, anime. That one. What else? Oh, Digimon Story Cyber Slew. I really hope that gets announced for over here. And if not, then I might have to... Actually, I don't know. I can't read Japanese, so I would just be so lost. But I want that. But yeah. Also, we haven't talked about it in a while, and there hasn't been really any news for it. But I really want to know more about the Resident Evil game and how it looks and runs on the Vita. So I'm really looking forward to that. But what about you, Kyle?
Well, those are all good answers. Other than
Of course they are.
Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which I'm kind of on the fence about. Other than that, I'm looking forward to IAVT Colorful. Even though that's coming out the same day as Persona 4 Dancing All Night in Japan, I'm more looking forward to that, I think, than Persona 4. Just because it's something different and it's not like they're, I don't know, piggybacking on something to try and get sales. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about Persona 4 Dancing All Night, so we'll step back from that. Aside from that, I keep saying this, but Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 3, I haven't played 1, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to like them, so that'll be something I'll be looking forward to getting down the line anyway. And The Swindle, that looks interesting, so be keeping my eye on that. And then, of course,
nice.
all the ones, that Bandai Namco has that we want.
Yep, like, you just stamp the Bandai Namco name on the box and we'll buy it.
Pretty much. They should just bring all their stuff over here, Tyler, all of it.
They should. They need to make, like, the Bamco collection or something and just release all their games on one little box.
Okay,
It'd be awesome. I kind of just, like, I had full steam. I was going, and then suddenly I just ran out of the words too quickly. So I just lost my steam right there. I don't even know what I'm saying
live
anymore.
on air.
Yeah, pretty much exactly what that was. It's been a long day, Kyle.
Yeah, I can imagine.
See, the power of editing, people are going to have no idea, but we're actually recording this half on a different day because of problems with technology, which just pisses me off. So hopefully you'll never even notice the transition, because that's how good I am at editing. But you never know. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. I don't want to get into that. So yeah, that's all the talking points we got. Let's head on to that listener mail.
Alrighty. First up, we've got listener mail from AM Gamer at Alberto Marcillo on Twitter, and the question is, with Dissidia Arcade coming out in Japan, do you think we'll see a PlayStation Vita port? I really hope we do. What do you think, Tyler?
I don't really know. I know that arcades are obviously still a thing over in Japan, not so much more anymore in the West, but it could always be them testing the waters to see if this is something that is getting enough attention, and there's always a possibility that they could bring it to consoles. Whether or not they bring it to the Vita as well, I don't know. But yeah, more games the better, so I wouldn't hold your breath though, because I have honestly no idea, and I'm not a fighting game fan, so I will have no idea. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I have no idea. As with anything, there's always a chance, especially since Vita is that one weird console that, gets the games where people are like, there's no way that's coming, and then it does. So there's always a chance. However, I think if we did get it, it would be a Japanese-only game. I'm not sure it would necessarily kind of break out over here. So even if it did come out, import probably.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really just a guessing game at this point, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath. But never give up hope, I guess.
Never give up hope with Vita.
All right, next question here is from Jonathan Carnero at Jeho Carnero. He asks, what are your thoughts about free-to-play games? There seems to be a lot of them nowadays.
Well, um, see, free to play games are one of those things that I kind of approach really cautiously. Um, I rarely play them just because I don't like most of the models that they come out with for play. I'm not really interested in games where I have to pay to be able to actually play the game. It's one thing to be able to, say do something in 1 hour that you can do in, you know, you would otherwise take a day to do by paying. You can, speed up time or whatever to get something done quicker. That's one thing. But I don't like the games where it's like, okay, here's, 4 plays or whatever, and then you have to wait 24 hours or an hour or any amount of time to play again because that's just breaking the whole concept of playing. I want to play when I want to play. I want to sit down and actually play. I don't want to play and then wait 5 hours and play because that's not the point of playing the game. If I wanted to play something like that, I wouldn't be playing something on the console. I'd probably be playing a smartphone game.
Right.
Yeah, like 5 minutes is not really a whole lot of time to put into, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's
just
what
odd to me.
yeah, I think that's what Destiny of Spirits does pretty well because I'm pretty sure you can play the entire game without spending one dime. Their only microtransaction model is there's a couple things that are kind of meh, but I think you can revive your cards or your monsters or whatever by paying some money, and then the other thing would be like getting rare summons. So if you wanted to get a really rare monster, you would then, or spirit, I guess I think they're called spirits, but get a rare spirit, you'd have to pay some money if you wanted to get one of those. But if you're logging in every day or something like that, you also get those things that you have to pay money for free. So I mean, you're still getting all that point stuff that you want. That would be a paid system, but for free if you really sunk the time into the game. So I think that's a good model because then you're not putting any money if you really don't want to. Whereas that, what is it, Rat Princess Piece of Cake game, does the thing that Kyle doesn't like, where you have a certain amount of lives, and when you run out of lives, you have to either wait for your lives to come back after a certain amount of time, or you buy like the stamina or whatever to replenish your lives. And it's like, well, I just want to play. So it's kind of like Kyle already went into that. So yeah, what are my personal thoughts on them though? I'm okay with them as long as the model's correct and not just like you have to pay to win the game, because then it's just annoying. I'd just rather be like, hey, this game costs $5 and I have everything, rather than downloading basically a demo and then like getting far and invested in my time, and then suddenly it's like you can't really advance ever unless you give us money. It's like, well, that just seems kind of low. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of games that are free to play that are starting to pop up on the Vita, which I have no problem with. But I mean, if you have a problem with it, then just don't play the game. You're in charge of what you download. So I mean, Kyle's probably not going to download Destiny of Spirits ever again unless he gets really bored. But that's up to him. He doesn't have to do that. So I don't know. Hopefully that answered your question, Jonathan.
We really hope so.
Yeah.
Moving on, our next question comes from Nick Terry at Lockheed Guy on Twitter, and he says, what is the possibility of a GTA, that's Grand Theft Auto, or Gran Turismo Vita title? What do you think, Tyler?
Both unlikely, but I would assume, because they've had a survey that went out a while ago, I think like a year or two ago, asking whether or not Vita owners would be happy if a Gran Turismo came out on the Vita, which is still weird, and the fact that they haven't brought one out yet baffles me. But anyways, I would feel like that would be a more likely choice than GTA, but I would so much rather have a GTA game on the Vita. But I would love to have both of the games, because both the games are awesome, and both games were on the PSP at one point, and now it's time to bring them to the Vita. Come on, Rockstar. I think, what is the Gran Turismo developer? Polyphony? Polyphony?
Polyphony?
Is it Polyphony? Really?
Polyphony Digital.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Alright, so yeah, they just need to buckle down and bring them out. The possibility, though, I don't know. It seems slightly unlikely, but, you know, like we told AM Gamer about Dissidia, you know, there's always a chance.
I guess that's my cue to step in. My thoughts are pretty much mirror of Tyler's. I think it's more likely for a Gran Turismo title to hit than a Grand Theft Auto title. Mainly because Polyphony actually had a hand in the Vita's hardware development, and the fact that they've had a game on every Sony console since the PlayStation 1, including the PSP. And it doesn't always come right away, so, you know, I think that's the most likely of the two. But that said, I think it's still kind of not that likely given the state of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, always a possibility, but not a big one.
They just need to make a special edition PlayStation Vita, like bring out Grand Theft Auto 5, but like, I don't know how they'd fit it on the Vita. But anyways, do something crazy. Do like a Grand Theft Auto 5 Stories, but like, you know how the Vita has the PS Vita logo on the bottom below the screen?
Right.
Change the V into the 5 like logo. So it says PS and then yeah, you got it. Anyways, that'd be pretty cool. Just saying. There's so many ideas that I've had, like the Minecraft bundle making the Vita look like a creeper and stuff like that. There's so many things Sony can have done. Right, Kyle?
So many.
So many. Anyways. Yeah, I think that answers the question, Nick, hopefully. So let's head on to the next one from Cody Brooksisher. Sure. Hopefully I got that name right. Should Sony try to replace Nier with a new service? If so, what features should it have?
Well, first of all, I think that is Brooks is here.
Oh.
Just saying. But with regards to Nier, I would love it if they replaced Nier with a new service. And if so, what features should it have? It should have all the features Nier had and more. Really, it should be more widely used. I think that was the biggest deal with Nier, is that it had some really cool aspects. I know Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified had weapon sharing, like weapon class sharing. Other games had, you know, items and other pickups and special, you know, things, levels and other things that you can get from Nier. As well as, you know, tracking who around you was playing what game and all other sorts of things. I just think it really was underutilized, and that's kind of why it didn't, you know, take off. There was no incentive to use Nier. There was no, you know, push for it, and there was no games really using it. So it's like, why open it? And people just kind of forgot about it, and that's what happened. So really, I don't think there was anything wrong with Nier, and if they tried to replace Nier with a new service, all they would need to do is take everything Nier was and actually use it. Make it worthwhile to use somehow. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think one thing that, like, he's asking what features should it have if they were to bring a new one out. It's kind of like what the 3DS does, like, with what is it? Street Pass. They give you a reason to go in there by awarding you puzzle pieces from other people that you pass, and there's an actual game within the app. So Nier is not a game. It's an app that shows you people that are near you and gives you game goods that are only supported by certain games. So it's kind of like, it just dies if no one's supporting it, and that's exactly what happened. No games were supporting Nier. I don't remember the last game that even advertised Nier support. So I mean, it just didn't get supported. So what they should have had was games within Nier that you could play. And one thing I was thinking about was if you had a game within Nier, some of the rewards would be like giving you special avatars for Vita games or themes, because now that we have the themes, just like when you get further in the game, you could unlock a theme and be like, oh yeah, that's a reason to go to Nier. And believe me, I would be in Nier every single day, if possible, if they would give like unlock themes or avatars that were Vita related, because there's not that many. And yeah, it'd be awesome. I'd love it. It's one thing that what?
That's like kind of an issue that Sony seems to have with the Vita. They don't support anything they do with it.
Yeah.
Because just as you were saying, you'd love to have themes. Well, we got themes, and where are the themes? We don't get very many themes. You know,
yep.
We've talked about this before, but there's only, you know, like 2 game themes on the North American store, and a couple of what do you call
random
it?
ones.
Yeah, random
aesthetic.
ones. So, yeah, you know, nothing of importance that somebody would rush onto the store and be like, gotta have that, right? So, I mean, what is that for a selection? It's not very much. And to, you know, do something as big as a firmware update and announce that you're bringing themes and then not bring them, it's just Sony showing again that they don't support what they're doing. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, the problem though.
Shut up,
Cat. I think they're just so clouded with the PlayStation 4 because themes came out as well, like on the same day for the PlayStation 4, and I think they're just like they're so excited about the success of the PlayStation 4 that they're just kind of forgetting about the Vita. Like the PlayStation 4 is like the scholarship student or son or whatever that just got like the good deal, is going to Harvard or something like that, and then the Vita is like the guy that just barely graduated high school that's working at McDonald's. No offense to anyone that works at McDonald's or barely graduated, but
well, no, it's funny though, because if you look at the Vita from a aesthetic perspective, as far as, you know, something that you would want in a hardware of a game console that you have on the go, it has everything.
Yeah.
So like it's hard to look at it as, you know, it's more like, you know, the underappreciated genius who sat at the back of the class, you know, doing all the math questions while the teacher was asking, and he never put his hand up, so nobody knew he was smart.
There you go.
You know,
that's a better one.
It's more like that. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you have all this potential and nobody's helping you use it.
Exactly.
But that's why we're here, right, Tyler?
That's right. We give the Vita so much love. It's crazy.
We help it get more love from you guys. So that's the thing.
One could say we're VitaSexuals.
I wouldn't go that far. That does not go on my resume, Tyler.
It doesn't. It should.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, come on.
I love my Vita, maybe. VitaSexual, no. That word is not going on my resume.
I think that should be the name of the podcast. VitaSexual.
Oh, God.
It's happening.
I can see it. That's something you would do, Tyler.
It's something I will do.
All right. There you go, guys. You heard it. That's where the name of this podcast came from.
Oh,
Tyler's
man.
sick mind.
Well, hey, we'll make it a new hashtag. Hashtag VitaSexual.
Like we need another hashtag.
That's true. There's so many. Anyways, but I think VitaSexual just sounds so much better than most of them.
It's funnier. It might catch because it's funnier.
Yep. So I think was it you or me?
It's me. So next up we have listener mail from, I believe this is Jurge Cruz? Jurge Cruz. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. There was no instructions with this name. And that's at Supar, Supar, Hero Jar 26 on Twitter. They ask, have you played any PSP games on Vita? If so, which games are worth getting into the PSP backlog to play on Vita. What do you think, Tyler?
Oh man, there's a ton. But the main ones I'll highlight would be the Grand Theft Auto story games and Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Those are amazing and play so well on the Vita, and with the ability to map the buttons, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite becomes a totally better game because you can now use the right analog stick to look around. It just makes it such a better game. So, yeah, there you go. What about you, Kyle?
Well, I really haven't played any PSP games on the Vita.
Blasphemy.
I'm too busy playing all the Vita games and some PS1 games, Tyler. Besides, I played most of the PSP games back when I actually had a PSP, so I should get a pass.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I just said, there's Monster Hunter Freedom Unite becomes a better game because of the Vita. Eh?
Now I have Freedom Wars and Soul Sacrifice, and why would I play that?
Touche.
Touche indeed.
Well, if you ever somehow forget how to open a bubble, Kyle, to Freedom Wars, Soul Sacrifice, Tokuden, all those games, go get Monster Hunter Freedom Unite.
And then not know how to open it either because it opens the exact same way, Tyler.
That's a technicality. I won't go for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I gave you some games for you to check out. Okay, Kyle, what about Grand Theft Auto? Grand Theft Auto is a fun game.
I don't like Grand Theft Auto games, Tyler.
God. Well, all right. Why don't you?
I just think they're all the same thing. They just all feel like the same thing. It's like, get the mission, go there, kill these guys. Get the mission, go there, kill these guys. And it's just, I don't know, everything just feels the same to me. Like, once you've played Grand Theft Auto 3, you've played them all.
That's very true. But sometimes it's fun to just mess around. Just get in a car and drive and just do whatever. Go off jumps. Pick up hookers.
Yeah, but I have other games for that, and I don't really need to pick up hookers because that doesn't really do anything for me.
It doesn't.
And it really doesn't do anything for you either,
No.
unless you beat them down after they take your money, and then you're sick in the head.
Nobody ever did that, right? Right? Well, all right, let's move it along. Burgundy, I don't know how to say your first name, I'm sorry. At Alpha Rogue War X, Alpha ROUGEWARX asks, any news on Death Tales?
Alright, so, no. The last news we have on Death Tales is from the end of November, and that was the name change from Reaper. So we haven't heard anything recently, and we're sorry.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll hear something and you'll definitely see it up on the site when we do. So, alright. We have two more pieces of listener mail here that we didn't write down, but one was from one that we missed last week. From Non-Skippo. They're actually both from Non-Skippo. I don't even know if we're saying your name right. You haven't corrected us yet, so we're going to keep calling you that until you correct us. Anyways, Non-Skippo asks... actually, I don't even have the thing up. I probably should have done that first. But basically, asking what our thoughts were about the recent news of Minecraft having violence against women. And it's... I don't understand it. If I could find the actual post, I could read the story off and really get into it. But basically, they're saying that you go around and you will sometimes kill women or team players that are women, but I don't even understand why. It's a big deal. It's Minecraft. I don't I don't really think too much of it because Minecraft is going to sell. It's one of the biggest games of all time. It's going to keep selling, and a country would be crazy to stop the selling of Minecraft when there's games out there that are so much more violent than Minecraft. So, yeah, I don't really think too much of it. And Kyle doesn't give a crap about Minecraft. So, yeah. See, he doesn't even care. He's quiet.
Ban the Minecraft.
But anyways, yeah, I'm not thinking too much of it. Nothing's going to really come out of it. And if something does, I'd be extremely surprised. And I think it's in Turkey, so it's not even really going to be over here in the West that I know of. They wouldn't do anything. It's probably just going to be one of those things that's talked about for a little bit and then is totally forgot about. So I wouldn't dig too much into it. That was a Minecraft joke. Dig. Anyways.
It's probably just something going on in their country, and they're like, oh, look, Minecraft being horrible to women. Distraction.
Yep.
Over there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, next question he talks about is our thoughts on, I think it was six, I can't find the tweet that he sent because I got a ton of tweets after that, but the 6 visual novels that are coming from Sakai, is it Sakai Project?
Yeah, Sakai Project.
I remember. Yeah, anyways, Kyle's way more into visual novels than I am, so Kyle, what are you thinking about this?
Alright, so as far as I know with this, these 6 visual novels have been planned for release. Sakai Project has already gotten developer status on the PSN, but they haven't gotten any of these games approved yet. So the games have to be approved. They haven't been until I see something tangible. I don't know.
You're not going to look out too much?
Yeah, I don't usually look too hard until somebody actually has, some sort of announcement to make, like, hey, it's coming and, blah, blah, blah. Something that we would actually, write about on the site. At this point, it's just like, hey, there's 6 games coming, and I think we've actually mentioned this back when it actually happened, which is a while ago. But all we did was say, hey, 6 games are coming, because that's all there was. So it's,
Yeah.
What is there to say and what is there to, hype over right now? Not a whole lot. When we get something more, then I'll probably start, getting all gushy about visual novels.
Yeah. I mean, it's anything like it with any genre, really. I mean, any company could say, hey, we're bringing an action game. And it's like, okay. That could be anything. That could mean anything. So you don't want to get too excited about... I mean, more games are awesome. And if it's a genre that you're excited about, then obviously you're going to be pumped for that more than other people would. But, I'm with Kyle. I want to wait to see what it's all about first and get more tangible stuff before I get excited. All right. I think that's all we got to say about that. And that would be all the listener mail for us. So let's head on to check this out. And it's Kyle this week.
Alright, so for Check This Out this week, it's a double header. Actually, kind of a triple header, plus kind of, but I'll explain that. So, first of all, double header because Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, and Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair are both on sale on the PlayStation Network. In sale on both regions even, and at an additional discount price on the North American PSN. So if you're in North America, you can get Danganronpa 1 for $19.99 or Danganronpa 2 for $23.99, and that's instead of the original price of $39.99 US or Canadian. But if you're in either region, you can buy at a sale price of £23.99 for the first game, £14.99 or €19.99, and that's at down from £39.99, £34.99 or €39.99. And Danganronpa 2 is on sale for £27.99, £14.99 and €19.99. That's down from $39.99, £34.99 and €39.99. So steep discounts there if you're looking to get a great deal on Danganronpa or Danganronpa 2 to complete your collection, and you don't mind going digital. That's probably where I'd go right there.
Oh, yeah.
Also, there's some other great deals as there's a sale going on in North America. Pretty big with some good games in there at pretty good prices. And there's also a European sale, which is actually in celebration of the Vita's 3rd anniversary. So go check out those regional store posts on the site for more information.
Well, all right. That is kind of it. We got threads coming up, so let's head on to the threads that we should check out for this week. Kyle, back to you again.
All right, I guess I just keep talking.
Yep.
First up, we have the If I Was in Charge of PlayStation thread. This one I posted up last week just after the podcast, so Charlie and I actually got to talking and kind of sprung from just our little chat there. And in it, I posted my thoughts on what I would do if I was in charge of PlayStation, the different things I would do to help the Vita in marketing, some of the fixes I would, commandeer personnel for regarding the PlayStation Store on the PS3 and some of the stuff I would fix on the PS4. It's just kind of an all-encompassing thing that I said, if I was in charge of PlayStation, what would I do? And I extended it to you guys as well, so if you guys want to write in what you would do if you're in charge of if you were in charge of PlayStation, that's the place to do it as well. But if you want to read my thoughts, they're there too. And that's in the other PlayStation forum on our forum. Also, there's new threads for Dead Man's Cross and Qbert Rebooted. Those came out this week, so if you're interested, you can chat about them in the games forum. And now I'm going to kick it back to Tyler so he can talk about his thread, which is our last thread to look for.
All right. So, as many of you should know, or maybe you don't know, the Vita turns 3. At least for me, it did on the 15th because I got the first edition bundle. But it turns 3 officially for North America on the 22nd this Sunday. So I decided to make a post about basically the day I got my Vita. So it's titled 3 years today, and it's basically my anniversary thread, just like I said, talking about the day I got my Vita and whatnot. So I also asked people to post up their own stuff, so maybe you'd like to share the day that you got your Vita. I mean, it could be something simple, like I think someone posted up there that they just sat and waited for the postman to come up to the door and hand him his package and how excited he was. So, I mean, it's just interesting to hear people's stories, even if it's something simple like that. I know I'd be going insane waiting for, like, the postman to show up. I'd be like, oh my god. Any car I hear, I'd be like, So, yeah, just go there and read my story, read other people's stories, and post up your own. And I think that is all we've got this week, Kyle.
Yeah, I think it is, Tyler.
So let's jump on out of here. So, you can find all the stories that we talked about on the VitaLounge.net. We're all on Twitter, at the Vita Lounge. I'm at Mr. PSVita Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. We're on Facebook, just search the Vita Lounge. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/loungeplay. We post up lounge plays. We also post up the podcast, and we post up upcoming games. We just did a February video. Next up would be, obviously, March. So look out for that as soon as we get that up. Also, the magazine. If you would like a physical or electronic magazine of basically everything that happened through the months of January, February, and March, which would release in April, there's you can go to patreon.com/the Vita Lounge.
I believe so. There should be a link on the forum as well, so there's
so
ways
yes,
to find it.
yeah, go there if you're interested. You can donate as little as, I believe, $1, right?
I'm not sure how little.
I should definitely open up the website and actually look at it instead of just going off my brain. Alright, here we go. So, yes, you can donate up to as little as $1 per magazine. So you won't be charged monthly. It'll be anytime we release a magazine, and that's the digital version. But if you would like a physical version, we only have 50 of them, and there's already been a few that have been snagged, so you might want to hurry up and grab one before it's too late. And that's $10 per magazine. So you'd get a physical version, and if you donate just as a little as $5, you get entered into a exclusive competition to win 25, I think that's pound PlayStation Network voucher or region equivalent. So if you're in North America, it'd be $20 and whatnot. So yeah, and there's just other things you can enter in if you're interested, and yeah, really excited for it. And it's April, right? The first one. I said all that right.
Yeah, it should be for Q1, so it should be January through March. Reviews, news articles that were special. All the good stuff. All the good stuff.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, it's patreon.com/the Vita Lounge. And if you're able to spare some change, feel free to throw it on at us. But alright, and then we're on the forum, thevitalounge.net/forum. Sign up, join the conversation, introduce yourself, go check out one of the threads that we mentioned earlier, and get to chatting. We're on iTunes. Just look up the VitaCast, subscribe to us, rate us, let us know how we're doing, and all that fun stuff. Kyle, this is the second time we've done this.
Yes, it is.
Are you ready to jump again out of this airplane?
I am.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. Woo!
Sucker.
Fuck you!
I packed your chute with utensils from the kitchen.
Alright, let's get out of here.